Hey guys, I'm Melissa Curtis. Thank you so much for watching this. If we haven't met yet, I am a wife, I'm a mom to two girls, I'm a business owner and a follower of Jesus. I have a creative heart, and my brain is seriously hardwired for processes and practicality. And my hope is to inspire you to live out that life that you were created to live with purpose, to live with intention, and to provide some tools and resources to help you do so. So thank you again for being here. So today I want to talk about the monthly non-negotiables that I put in my calendar each and every month. If you're like me, then you probably have noticed that time has a way of just passing by, whether you choose to be intentional with it or not. So it's really easy for those things that you want to happen to never actually happen. It's really easy for those lunch dates not to get scheduled, or to get so stuck in busy mom mode that you forget to actually plan the fun outings with your kids or go on date night with your husband, and do the things that you want to do instead of getting stuck in all the things that just happen, that just get thrown at you. Life just has a way of happening to you unless you slow down and choose to get really intentional. And so I have started creating a habit of putting these monthly non-negotiables into my calendar every month because I've decided that they're important to me. They serve myself and my family well, and it helps me live out the life that I want to live right now. Even my husband, who is an incredible creative, who tends to push back any system or box that you put him in, has learned that there is a value when you schedule things that really matter. We've heard a quote, and I can't remember who it is, but it's discipline creates freedom. And it's really true. You don't think that's how it works, but structure helps to create the space that is needed to do the things that you want to do, that you want to spend time in, the relationships that you want to invest in. So without further ado, here are my 5 monthly non-negotiables. Number 1 is a monthly meeting. Doesn't that sound fun? Don't you want to have a monthly meeting on your calendar? In all seriousness, we have a lot on our plate. My family and I, my husband and I, run a business together. We have multiple client projects, a lot of projects and things that happen outside of our business. So there's just a lot to manage, and it's really easy to just be two ships passing throughout the day. And so we sit down at the beginning of every month and we talk all things business, all things budget. We look at our expenses for the upcoming month, what we have forecasted to come in. We get out the calendar, we put in any important dates, we schedule these non-negotiable appointments, and it's just a time for us to get on the same page and to check in with each other. So it really serves my family and myself well to schedule a monthly meeting with my husband to just allow us to get on the same page. Okay, so the second monthly non-negotiable that we set every month is a sabbatical day. If you're not familiar with a sabbatical, it's pretty common in the ministry, church world, I believe in the corporate world too. It's essentially like an extended time away from work, specifically for the purpose just to rest and refuel and recharge. And so this was actually birthed out of a need from Joshua and I. We both realized that we weren't taking the time to do the things that fill us up. For him, it was working on creative projects, just going out and doing something creative for the sake of being creative. And for me, it was taking time for myself just to refuel and refill. So we decided to schedule a sabbatical day. So we each have our own day where we go out and we do whatever it is we want to do. And the other spouse is in charge of the kids, is in charge of the home front, of the work front for that day. It's really just a no questions asked day for that person, whatever we want to do. And so to be honest, we actually haven't done this really since quarantine and stay-at-home orders and all that stuff happened. But we're starting to get back into the rhythm and the routine of it. And you guys, I strongly recommend it. It has been such a good practice for us. Sometimes a tough practice. Sometimes it's really hard to step away from work and we feel like there are things that are super important that have to be taken care of, when the reality is they can wait another 24 hours. And I know for myself, it's been a little bit of a struggle just to try to figure out what I like to do again, try to figure out what activities are refilling and recharging for me. So I just really would recommend taking a sabbatical day, taking a day to just step away from everything, to recharge, to reset, and see how it has you feeling when you come back to your normal routine. And the number 3 non-negotiable that we have is a monthly date night. And this might seem like not a lot for some people, but again, just in the season of life that we're in the COVID 2020 year that we're in, realistically, for us to be able to get babysitters taken care of, to step away from everything, a monthly date night is just realistic for my husband and I. And so we put that on the calendar every month. It's just a time for us to get dressed up, go out, try not to talk about business, try not to talk about the kids, and just date each other again. We also have a weekly date time, and this is time that we put on the calendar again, and just time for us to connect, time for us to check in. It's usually after the girls are in bed, and instead of us going and cleaning the kitchen or finishing up work, we just get to touch base again as husband and wife and just have some time for the two of us. So a monthly date night out, and then a weekly date time, just kind of check-in time. Okay, so the 5th and final monthly non-negotiable that we put on our calendar every month is a family adventure. So this can be really anything. It doesn't have to be elaborate. It doesn't have to be expensive. All of these non-negotiables for me are just a way for me to be intentional and make the choice. So a family adventure for us is just making the choice, putting it on the calendar, telling the girls about it, letting them get excited. Well, really Esther, because Emery's 1 and she's just excited to go outside. But it's us being intentional as parents and saying, this is going to be a day just for the family. Some of the things that we have done are just go on an all-day hike and a picnic. We have Valentine's party at our house on Valentine's Day, which was just movie and Valentine's candy and popcorn. And so it doesn't have to be anything super extravagant. It's just our way of being intentional with that time, planning ahead and making a decision that that's where our time and our resources are going to go. Okay, you guys, so that is it for our non-negotiables. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope maybe it sparked some thoughts of what are those non-negotiables in your life and how can you start making time for the things that really matter. This is a really practical way that I have found works because, again, structure and discipline leads to freedom. And so if you can have the structure in place and the discipline to practice that habit, to practice that rhythm, it's going to create space and freedom to do the things that you want to do. Okay, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.